The title Mother of God is the most significant and important title of our Blessed Mother. It dates all the way back to the year 431 at the Council of Ephesus. There had been heresies rising up, some that denied the divinity of Christ and some that denied the humanity of Christ. And the church in that council declared that Jesus Christ is fully God and fully human, and that Mary, Theotokos, the God-bearer in the Greek, is the Mother of God. Mary is the Mother of God. And so today we have this very special feast in her honor. God was the first one to give Mary honor, and we follow, giving her honor. Mary is not a goddess. She is human, just like you and I are, born into the world just like we were. And yet God bestowed upon her great graces so that she would be a fitting vessel to carry his son into the world. The Blessed Mother was given to us by Jesus as our mother. From the cross, he looked down upon Mary and said to St. John, "Behold your mother." And then he said to Mary, "Behold your son." St. John was a newly ordained priest, one of the first priests in the church. And from that cross, the church was born. And John took Mary into his care. Mary's the mother of the church. And so all these things fit together. Mary was present at the happiest time in the world at Bethlehem when Jesus was born. But she was also present at the saddest time in the world when she saw him die on the cross. The lesson we learn from Mary is to trust in God. When Mary put her whole life into his hands, saying, "Be it done unto me according to your word," she was saying, "Yes, Lord, wherever you lead me," and that she knew that he would always be with her. And so he could be with her in the happiest times of her life with Jesus, and even at the saddest times of her life, that he was with her. And that's how what we learn from Mary, to realize that God is always with us. And Mary is our mother. She looks out on us from heaven and cares for us and loves us. That brings me consolation and comfort. I hope it does to you too. If you remember, my former parish, my secretary, was pregnant with her 7th child. And she's a wonderful woman, a beautiful marriage, wonderful children. And everything was going well, apparently, but she was having a real frustrating day one day. You can just imagine. And she wanted to know if it was okay if she just went over to church and prayed. I said, "Sure, go ahead." And she came back and she said, "Well, I probably said what I shouldn't have to the Blessed Mother." I said, "Well, what did you say?" She said, "Well, I was pouring out my troubles to her, and then I looked at her and I thought, oh, you with your one." I thought that was great, that we can talk that familiarly with our Blessed Mother. And then she said, of course, she remembered her with her one, had to go through losing him in the temple and rushing off in haste to Egypt because Herod wanted to kill him, had to be at the foot of the cross. And she learned if she was with her and Jesus was with her, she'd be okay. And I think it's a simple story, it's a true story. And I think what we get from this whole feast day is that the Lord is with us. That's what carried Mary. Jesus was with her. And so she could experience whatever she did, knowing that she could trust in God. And no matter what happened, even in the bleakest of times, to know that God would bring everything together for those who love him. Nothing's impossible with God. So in this Christmas season, we give special honor to Mary, who gave us Jesus by her willingness to obey him. And we pray in this coming 2016 that we imitate Mary by staying in touch with God. That's what she did. She stayed in touch with God. She talked to him every day. She prayed to him every day. She was aware of him every day. And if we can make that our New Year's resolution, to just keep in closer touch with God throughout this year, it'll certainly have a profound effect in our lives too.